What's poppin'? Today's video is gonna be about why I stopped eating meat. Man, it's been tough, but I had to do it. I really did. Let me tell you how it started, and then I'll tell you like research and just like other stuff. And this video isn't to persuade you from eating meat or to persuade you to not eat meat. This isn't tell you to eat more meat. This isn't telling you anything. I'm just telling you why I decided to stop eating meat. So pretty much, I've heard some stuff about like cholesterol and all. Like I just didn't even know what it was. I didn't really care because, in my opinion, or back like 2 years ago when I was 18, I felt like I was just like, I'm young. It's not gonna affect me. Not right now, at least. So I don't care. I just ate meat. But now I've been getting a lot more conscious about myself, and like I'm going to the gym and blah blah blah. Like I'm really working on myself. So I don't want anything that could possibly hinder me in the future when I'm putting in all this work now. So I'm just like setting the foundation to be solid. I don't have to worry about any problems in my future. I don't have to worry about cancer. I mean, it can happen, but lower my chances of anything wrong happening. No matter what the disease, no matter what the problem, if anything happens, it would be completely of my own doing, which it would be anyways. But I mean, like something actually happened, like me falling and hurting myself, like breaking a bone, stuff like that. Like those would be the only problems I would ever encounter in my entire life. So I'm just trying to reduce risk in my life, and that's really the main reason. And if there's anything that can help me do that, I'm gonna do it. So first off, what is cholesterol? It's a waxy, fat-like substance that your liver produces. It produces the healthy kind. Eating fast food produces it gives you it's intaking the bad kind. It's called LDLs and HDLs. We're not gonna get too in depth with all that. It's just more of what does this cause? So excess cholesterol builds arterial plaque. I'll copy and paste all the notes that I'm reading off of. I just did all this research and all this. I'm gonna copy and paste all of it into the description so you can read along with me. Arterial plaque is pretty much when the cholesterol, that waxy fat-like substance, gets into your bloodstream. And it was gonna go through there anyways. The healthy kind is already going through there right now if you've eaten anything. It's just like a natural part of your body. But when you get excess, it starts to store itself in your blood vessels. And as you can tell, your blood vessels are very tiny, very thin. So when they get stored in there, it can start to clog it. So this doesn't happen immediately. This doesn't happen if you eat one steak, two steaks, you eat a steak once a week, twice a week, every day for a year. I mean, it's gonna happen. It happens over time. It's not something that just happens once, unless you like consume hella, like you just ate like 6 steaks or something crazy, something extreme that you would never do, pretty much. So yeah, the causes of arterial plaque is not only, or it's caused by cholesterol, but it's also caused by smoking, high blood pressure, diabetes, obesity, stress, lack of fruits and vegetables, and a lack of physical activity. So pretty much all of these things would slow your blood down. That's the entire result of all of it. I don't have that in the notes, but there's a common theme. Your blood is flowing slower than it should, or there's not as much blood flow. It's like being restricted to some parts. And pretty much when, like, let's just say that one of your blood vessels ruptures. If it ruptures in one of your arteries, that's going to cause a heart attack. If it ruptures inside of your brain, that's going to cause a stroke. So you hear about people having like strokes in the summer and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's also due to their diet. So it's like it doesn't just happen for no reason. Some people say it happens for no reason. Like old people get it, but it's really just a buildup of bad habit. Really, that's all it is. And if you're looking for where cholesterol can come from, we're not talking about the bad habits, but we're talking more of foods. Eggs, excess eggs. Eggs are good for you, like it's good for your vision and stuff like that, but you don't want to eat too many weekly. I actually stopped eating eggs altogether because of this. I never knew it. I used to eat like 3 or 4 eggs a day, seriously. Cheese, steak, organ meats such as the kidney, the heart, and the liver, fried foods, fast food, and processed meats such as sausages, bacon, and hot dogs. Anything processed. These contain lots of cholesterol, and as you noticed, meat and dairy are huge parts of it. Huge parts. Like it's simple. It really is. All this stuff comes from animals, and yeah, I don't drink milk or anything. I don't eat cheese. I've never liked cheese, or I mean, like on my pizza, yeah, but I was pretty picky, so I feel like I kind of lucked out on this. I do love steak. I love ribs. I love all that stuff. Like I love it. So it's hard for me to like stray away from it. I love ribs, but I don't think anything bad would happen if I ate it like every once in a while. It's not like it. The thing about life is it's not about being on or off. It's more about balance. So you can eat meat for the rest of your life. I'm just telling you this video to more inform you. So I'll still eat meat. This title is kind of clickbait actually, but I won't eat it as much. I'll be eating more fish and just like vegetables and fruits than I would meat. That's the goal. If I eat meat once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, that's perfectly fine. The arterial plaque will build way slower than it would if I wasn't conscious about it. Being conscious is key. Ways to prevent it or reduce it is to start eating more fiber, which is in your fruits, beans, and oats. Exercise, and fixing your unhealthy habits such as smoking, obesity, and or stress can be fixed, and then your lack of physical activity. But another reason is why I don't really eat fast food is because I just don't understand this. The math just doesn't add up. Like I've looked it up, and I'm a person that I won't do anything until I'm educated on it, or I won't speak on something until I'm educated on it. So if everything I'm saying right now is purely factual, there are 2.36 billion burgers sold a year. 2.36 billion. One cow can make about 1,200 burgers. That's what they say. Just 1,200 burgers. I don't see how, but obviously cows are huge and they weigh a lot. So I'm just wrong on that. I didn't know they would produce 1,200, and that's the minimum. They could produce anywhere from 1,200 to 2,000. And if you divide that by 1,200, if you divide 2.36 billion, which is how many burgers are sold per year, by 1,200, which is how much a cow gives minimally, you would get a maximum of 1.9 million cows per year that die for burgers. And that's just for McDonald's. That's just for McDonald's, not Wendy's, not any of that. This is just strictly for McDonald's. So McDonald's alone is responsible for the death of 2 million cows a year. And we're not even talking about where the bones go. We're not talking about where the blood vessels, the hooves, the shit. We're not talking about where any of that goes. We're not talking about any of it, actually. Seriously, we're not. We just know that it goes inside of us. Whatever we eat goes inside of us, and we shit it out. And we don't know where the shit goes. We don't know where our piss goes. We don't know where any of it is. So being conscious is key. I don't even know where the shit goes. I'm the one that's doing the research, and I don't know. So, yeah, just, and I'm super on top of doing your own research. So yeah, I'm telling you this, and yeah, I'm telling you I looked it up. But you never know. I could be lying. I could be off by a decimal, whatever. However nitpicky you are, go do your own research. And no, McDonald's make chicken nuggets and stuff like that isn't made from the pink goop you've seen that looks like an eraser, like melted eraser. That's not what it's made from. Do your own research. Don't be ignorant. That's the key. So yeah, the main reason is because, first of all, I don't really mind like animals dying and stuff like that, because I mean we grew up that way, like long ago. That's what we did. We killed animals. But I just feel like we don't need to anymore. I feel like this is just like we're just beyond that. And call me crazy, but I also feel like every single human, or groups of humans, not necessarily based on race, but it also could be, need a different dietary plan. So it might be good for some races, some people, groups of people, different statures, builds. Some kids come out big bone, like they're just like naturally heavier than other kids. Some kids weigh nothing. So it's like, I feel like everybody as they grow up should find the diet, the lifestyle that fits their body. Don't just do something because everybody else is doing it, because you might be following a plan that's not for you, getting minimal results because it's not for you. You just have to find it, do what feels right. That's my hugest thing. Like, I'm a man of my intuition. I only trust my intuition. I only go anywhere, do anything based on my intuition. If I catch 3 bad omens before I make a move, I'm not doing it. That's it. Literally, if something happens 3 times before anything, if I trip, if I get cussed out, if somebody gets angry at me, if something just super negative happens before anything, I just won't do it. So that's just my intuition trying to tell me, like, yo, don't do it. I just trust my intuition to the T. So yeah, I stopped it because I feel like it's just not for me. I do love meat, but I feel like it's not going to benefit me in the long term. And that's it. I feel like it won't benefit anybody in the long term. But if it's something you truly enjoy, if you just love meat, go for it. Just, keep it in check. I'm just here to inform you. That's it. Take care.